I'm here with Ash Mustchin from the Principals. Thanks, Ash, for joining us today and having a chat.
Yeah, no worries.
You are the Director of Digital and Experience here.
Yep.
Can you tell me a bit about what you do?
Well, as the title suggests, it's kind of a dual role. So one is the digital side is looking at, I guess, brand identity and interactions in a digital capacity. The other part is looking at brand experience. Brand experience looks at the how, so how they deliver it to people in a way that's uniquely them and different from the others. So it's quite, it's useful, that kind of interplay between the two, because one's quite functional and then the other one's quite strategic, and together, that's where I guess the best brand experience is. Customer experience is quite functional, and when put in a marketing kind of bucket or capacity, it's quite limited. So the example I always give is, if you have a slow website that's impacting customer experience, a traditioning structure might have that as a IT responsibility, but actually it's impacting the customer experience. So where does the line of fault lie? And the other part was that we kind of see CX as a functional or quite generic, in the sense of, if you talk to customers about what they want, regardless of category, the insights will probably be the same in terms of everyone wants things cheaper, they want it quicker, they want it personalised, and no matter where you are in terms of banking, insurance, retail, all of those trends are relevant. And so what we are talking about in this new series of talks is, how do you combine, I guess, customer experiences, which is how customers perceive their interaction with the brand ambition, to create brand experiences. So if you kind of think of, I guess, a Venn diagram, you've got brand on one side, you've got customer experience on the other side. We kind of define brand experience as that middle intersection point there. I think a lot of startups are, because they have that ability to be able to test and learn and change quite quickly, plus also entering into an already saturated market. Your brand experience is going to have to be inherently different to be able to create advocacy, because you won't have the marketing budgets of a bigger organisation. So I always look at examples like Koala. So Koala's been around for a year. I think I read a figure that they have 17 million in sales that they've earned just through existing over a year. Think of them as a great example of a startup that has a really defined brand experience. They have great equity in their identity, their tone, the proposition's quite clear, the actual product itself is visually different, but then they actually kind of meet all those benchmarks. You get 3-hour delivery, you get live chat, all that kind of functional stuff, but then they add the extra layer on top of differentiation. If you look at behavioural research and things like that, just the idea of studying people in their natural environments to understand how the brands play a role in their lives. Because the thing with other kind of, I guess, qualitative research methods like focus groups is that you get manufactured answers, or you just don't really get a sense of people's feelings, you get their opinion. It helps in terms of, it's really powerful when we film all of our empathy sessions, and just the power in showing a client a 5-minute summary of people's first-hand feedback, but also the reality of how they interact with brands, because it could be 30 seconds as they commute on the train, if they're flicking on their mobile, or it could be, a phone call that they make in amongst 20 other phone calls that day. The attention span people have towards brands is so small.
What do you love about your role?
I think it's getting out and meeting people and hearing first-hand experiences. That's a major one, because it always, I guess, cuts through the cynicism around marketing jargon and things like that when you actually talk to real people. And just hearing, because it's kind of that cliche, I guess, in marketing and kind of advertising in particular, which is where I worked in before, of, you're kind of in an echo chamber or a bubble where you're surrounded by people that are the same demographic as you, inner city, all that kind of stuff. But then when you force yourself to go outside that and meet with, quote, everyday people, unquote, you see the reality of how brands are used in everyday life. And it's a really kind of poignant reminder of what we do in the end result. And it always kind of roots you in the reality of how you have to deliver your brand, as opposed to, just putting something out and fingers crossed people like it. Yeah, we're doing one in Sydney, I think, in February. We'll do one in Auckland as well.
Great.
And there's definitely some more stuff probably coming up with Umbrella and things like that.
Fantastic.
So yeah, we're always out there. Yeah, exactly.
All right. Thank you, Ash. Thanks so much for your time today.
Yeah, no worries.